Hi guys. Yeah, so it's the Z Data Professor again. This time around, we are diving into artificial intelligence, otherwise known as AI. AI is a talk of the thing today. Everywhere you go, they're talking about AI. So basically, here we're discussing nothing but everything you need to know about data, from beginner to advanced analytics. So if you're interested in data, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, machine learning, and everything to do with all of these topics, you're right in the right place. So basically, this is a beginner video, and if you wish to learn advanced processes about AI and its applications, machine learning and deep learning, we've got a separate video that talks about that, and building regression and classification models using big data, and also having high accurate predictions. So here this is a beginner video especially meant for those who are just understanding artificial intelligence. So let's get right into it. So what is artificial intelligence? What is its definition? What exactly does it involve? Artificial intelligence is a technology that enables computers or machines to simulate or learn like how humans do it with their human intelligence, and gives them problem solving capabilities. From a simple perspective, this is literally the ability of machines to do around four things. The first thing is to think, second, to learn, the third, to analyze, and last, to decide in a rational way, like us humans would do. So, there are key components of AI that we need to understand. The first one, of course, maybe we could talk about machine learning, which we'll get deeper into right in the next part of this video. The other part's deep learning, which goes, of course, like the name suggests, it goes deeper into the learning of machines, getting further into neural networks, simulating how our neurons in our brains utilize this knowledge. Further, we've got cognitive computing, computer vision, and natural processing, otherwise known as NLP. Computer vision, this is the part where we could use vision. This is where self-driving cars comes in. The issue of diagnosis of disease using images or trained algorithms. This is the part where all of this comes. So literally, these are the components of AI. Now, what about machine learning? What is machine learning? Machine learning is essentially a field of study, a branch of artificial intelligence that is concerned with the development of study of statistical algorithm or steps to solving particular problems, and then they can learn from this data and perform tasks without really being given so much instruction, with just simple prompts, and then be able to extrapolate this to unseen data, even get better over time. That's exactly what we're saying. So with machine learning, basically what we're saying is that machines can learn from data and actually perform tasks even better at times actually as humans can do, and get better at them. What happens is that they're exposed to a quality data set, different variable features, for example, age, gender, and many other different kinds of variables. What machine does is that it streams through each of these variable features intricate detail and how it all relates and translates to the target variable. So it learns each of these features to predict the output variable. So basically, this is machine learning. Remember, we talked about there is no AI without data, and the quality data coming from a big data set actually is required. So as you may note, artificial intelligence is the bigger part of it. Then we have machine learning with another part, smaller part of artificial intelligence, the science of data. Then we can get deeper into deep learning and neural networks. What are the components of machine learning? Just like we've discussed the components of AI, we have components of machine learning that deal with basically, we would say, around four things. The first is supervised learning. Of course, like the name suggests, here we've got some form of supervision that is happening, giving guide step by step into building our models and creation of all of these algorithms. The second one is unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning, also just like the name suggests, is more like done without a lot of supervision. But the machine can really, understand by itself what is trying to happen. Then we've got self-supervised learning, going deeper into it. But of course, we have another part that's about reinforced learning. Reinforced learning is about, provision of rewards, like what we do to our learners or maybe our children in our homes. You promise your child a bicycle for their birthday if they do better and pass. So this is exactly what happens under this model. Computer vision. So going deeper into computer vision, we're saying is also a field of artificial intelligence that focuses on enabling computers to identify and understand, as well as, put classification into objects, including human beings, in their forms of images and videos. So like, for example, when someone is crossing the road, a self-driving car is able to identify and classify objects. Okay, that's a human being crossing. Those are robots. That's a bird flying, such kind of things. So basically, this is what happens under computer vision. It is used to detect and classify objects, road signs, traffic lights, then creates 3D maps and motion calculations. Computer vision plays a key role actually in making autonomous vehicles a reality and human decisioning about such things. For example, if an old lady or a blind person is crossing the road and the lights are green, so what does the autonomous vehicle do under such kind of a circumstance? So such kind of details that make this technology fail to really kickstart into reality. However, we have vehicles being, experimented on. And what are some of the applications of computer vision? So number one, we talk about facial recognition, where it matches facial features from digital images against existing records. We've heard about stores where you could literally just walk in, pick a different kind of merchandise that you need without any teller on the counter, and you just literally walk away. But what happens the moment you just walk out of the shop, a message is coming on your phone. This amount of money has been debited from your account. So literally it's something like that. Autonomous vehicles, literally we've also discussed it in the previous part, talking about medical imaging using X-ray analysis and MRI or surgery. Actually, it uses image classification. You remember a long time ago to the hospitals, they could get an X-ray of maybe heart where it's suspected a tumor or any other kind of infection, but the doctor would not be so sure as to diagnose and administer medicine. So they will tell you to come back maybe a couple of months later. But with artificial intelligence, this is no longer the case, because now we've got, say, images are existing which are already known to be positive about certain kind of diseases and conditions, and others which are negative. So computers are already trained to understand these things. So the moment they get your image, they expose them to this kind of data set, it's able to, predict and be able to give you with utmost accuracy whether such kind of a condition is positive. The doctor would easily go ahead and diagnose and administer the appropriate medication. Talking about in agriculture, we could use it for crop monitoring, real-time monitoring of plant development. Also in terms of security, just trying to use these technologies and surveillance cameras all around our communities to keep us safe. So when we come to natural language processing, otherwise known as NLP, it's also a branch of artificial intelligence, linguistics. This one focuses on making human communication, such as text and text, comprehensive to machines. It enables computers to generate and manipulate human language. This is becoming a key part of AI. Alright, so this translation of text and manipulated into its different forms has really become handy. And also, in our Google search, each time we type in our search engines, trying to find out certain information, this is the part of AI that brings us all the content that is appropriate for our type of search. So applications of NLP is, it's also used in chatbots and visual assistants. Used for sentiment analysis for businesses, trying to learn how our customers understand or prefer data, different kind of opinions about them, and this could help us to improve our products and services to our customers. It's used for speech recognition, search engine optimization, like we've already discussed earlier, including email management. So basically here we are just trying to understand the timeline of AI and machine learning. Artificial intelligence has already existed from way back. Many of us, when we hear AI, we think it's a new thing, it's a new trend, maybe it just happened around mid-20s, but it's been existing. We've had intelligent machines as far back as the 1950s. Imagine engineering of making intelligent machines and programs already existed. Then branch of AI known as machine learning came on the scene possibly around the early 1990s, where we now had the ability of machines to learn from data and being able to build these algorithms. But however, with the development of all of these technologies, somewhere around 2012, we had now the imaging of deep neural networks and deep learning. So basically, this is the timeline of artificial intelligence, just trying to understand how far it's come from and where it's going. We have big data, regression and classification, Yeah, machine learning, we've already discussed these things. And basically, we're just saying, what does machine learning involve? Supervised and unsupervised learning. Talked about this, but when you talk about supervised learning, you're talking about maybe classification, putting things into categories. For example, is someone male, is someone female, yes or no to an attribute. It's about bank marketing. Are they subscribing to a term deposit where yes or no, 0 and 1, moving in that true or false kind of, including multiple classifications. Yeah. Then regression analysis, of course, using regression models such as linear regression is able to make predictions about population growth, estimating life expectancy, focusing market in businesses, including weather patterns in these harsh nature conditions that we are living in, this time of climate change. It's important to use all these kind of things, including advertisement. General applications of AI. In recent days, we know that we could apply AI in many different areas. So some of these areas, we're talking about virtual instructors and chatbots, automation of administrative tasks for businesses, analyzing organizations, success metrics, robotics, healthcare, diagnosis of disease. It's also used, to analyze business growth, sentiment analysis, and behavior management. You're talking about differentiated and individualized learning, meeting everyone at their very point of need, AI-driven apps, and a gamification approach, making it more interactive for our users, including academic, research, and professional engagements. There's lots of applications, literally, we can talk about. There are many existing examples today of AI tools we can delve into. Talk about the Gemini, formerly known as Google Bard, a very smart chatbot, developed by Google. One thing I like about Gemini is that really it's a faithful friend to you. It even gives you 3 different drafts of what you need. So literally, you can play around that content and try to develop your own content from it. You've got Microsoft Copilot, Deep AI. All of these are, intelligent, interactive chatbots. Grammarly corrects your English, reviews your spelling, punctuation, quality, and engagement, detects plagiarism, all such kind of things. Duolingo, it's a good AI app if you wish to learn a new language or just possibly understand linguistics in different aspects. Qbot, Gradescope for many educational institutions. It's a powerful tool for grading assignments, exams, tests. Automatically it does all these things for you. Sometimes you just need to simply subscribe to some of these apps. Sometimes they go to a paid version. Each of those parts is what we could do. Numerous AI, many of us have got different challenges, finding all these Excel formulas and generating them. This is a tool that could literally give you automated Excel formulas and make it easy for you to use Excel for your business, in your department, and just at your professional tasks. For those artists that need to create, studio quality outputs and graphics on objects and different kinds of images, Sterilize could be one AI tool that you could just wish to delve into. So literally here we just now look at an example of AI in a training model. What really goes on behind the scenes when we talk about training and how machines become so smart. So literally they're exposed to big sets of data, sometimes millions of rows or thousands of rows, observations, different feature variables, and trying to understand target variables. So literally this. So when it comes to the training of the model, how is this done? How come machines can learn, and how come they're so smart? You can ask them all sort of questions, and they give you very smart answers and very smart responses. So how is the training done behind all of these AI apps that we keep using each and every day in our lives? This is what we're trying to break down here. Our data set is split into a training and a testing data set. Of course, the training carrying a bigger portion, testing only carrying a smaller part of it. What the machine does is that using the training set, it is going to run through each and every observation and understand each variable feature and how it really relates to our target variable. So by getting the intricate patterns, trends, correlations, and many other trends existing within the dataset and how it affects the output variable. So it trains on this dataset over and over again, but within splits of seconds, it's able to run through and understand all of this data. When I get into a physical library, how we'll do it, and then read all the books, and this is done within seconds. Literally, sometimes it would need very high performing process effectively, But then after it has done the training, it takes that knowledge it has obtained into the testing set. Using the same patterns, the output variable is hidden, and therefore then it tries to correlate each feature to the output variable by trying to guess what the output was using its trained knowledge. It's able to use variance scores, mean square errors, different kinds, p-values, accuracy, precision, and recall values, try to understand the performance of our model. Knowledge, it's able to test itself and give itself a percentage accuracy of prediction. Once we're happy with how our model has performed, then we can, go to model deployment to let the people use our model. Yeah, so AI hasn't come without challenges on the scene. Of course, it's a beautiful thing. Everyone's talking AI, Internet of Things, but really it comes with its own challenges. So one thing we'll talk about is that it's, sometimes could reinforce biases happening within our communities, could create discrimination and unfairness among us. Imagine using AI for hiring processes. There are certain times when sometimes biases could exist that segregate women, disabled, youths, aged, all such kinds of discriminations. There's also a part of cultural impact that comes with AI, and the world at large actually being highly cultural in its many different aspects and facets. AI, takes everything digital, and fear exists, among people that maybe, what about our cultures? What's going to happen about them? Because everyone is moving digital, using technology and all of this kind of things. So there's that aspect. Then we're talking about not having a lot of trained data, especially in its local African context. We're talking about skills gap, people being able to really technically and competently, break down these artificial intelligence processes, understand how they work. We're talking about privacy and data security, because many of these businesses today are getting data from customers, and sometimes others even going to use this data illegally or unethically, just to increase their niche and dominance over business environments so they can understand their customers better. So we really have to be careful about this misuse and abuse of data. And there's also integration with existing systems. The new AI tool is here. How do we integrate it to an already existing system? There's that part also that we need to take care of. There's a lack of emotion and empathy with AI. Sometimes you look at people that come to you, possibly maybe an aged person, you sometimes would wish to have empathy and would sometimes create exceptions for your processes. So out of AI, we don't get that. So another part is that they're saying it could make humans lazy. Yeah, so not knowing how true that is, but at least it does exist. Talking about ethics in AI, we address the principles for all of these data engineers, the users of AI, like yourself and myself, technology companies and governments, that it's important for us to have legal and ethical, responsible actions that provide safe and secure environments for everyone around the internet and around the use of all of this technology. But the problem is that currently we don't have a lot of enacted machine laws, that regulate these smart algorithms. That's a challenge we have. So we need to advocate for our systems and governments and all of these multilateral and big companies that let's reach a consensus to build and agree on these general universal laws about the ethical use of these systems. Of course, other countries have already made headways in this. So talking about sometimes AI could create vulnerable groups, participation very limited for people like the aged, disabled, and senior citizens in sometimes hiring systems, gender biases. But anyway, so much to talk about AI. But in a nutshell, this is what our video was all about. Just understanding what AI is, what is machine learning, how do these machines learn. So if you've really found this video insightful, remain right on this channel where we talk about nothing but everything to do with data and its applications. So if you found this video insightful and you wish to learn more about such topics, you could just as well subscribe to our advanced content. Just test your newly found knowledge through the quick exit quiz just right on this platform.